Okay, guys, so I had a few questions after my Instagram post of food labeling. So I just figured I'd give you guys a quick rundown of the whole thing. So this is just about how to read food labels, not really what ingredients to look out for. You should, if you follow me, you should have my Toxic Bites handout. If you don't, email me or message me toxic and I will send it to you. So mastering food labels. You need to read your labels of everything you buy, like your milk, your butter, your hummus, everything. If you see the word organic, that does not mean it's automatically healthy and good to go, like we discussed in that post. So why does this matter? You need to know what you're eating. You need to avoid hidden poisons. And again, if you don't know what those are, get my handout or meet with me. So you need to make informed decisions that align with your gut health goals. You want to avoid marketing traps. So let's go over how to read a label. So a lot of times when I ask people to send me the food label and I ask specifically for the ingredients, all I get in the message is the nutrition facts. Send me a picture of the nutrition facts. So that has led me to believe that a lot of people don't actually know how to read their food label. So first, this is the nutrition facts label. You want to look at this first. This tells you how many servings are in the container, how many servings, or the size of the serving. So let's take this peanut butter. There are 50 servings in this container. One serving size is 2 tablespoons. In those 2 tablespoons, there are 180 calories. So everything that is on this food label applies to 2 tablespoons of this peanut butter. So we would look at our protein, our fiber, our sugars, trans fat, saturated fat, total fat, calories, everything. We look at sodium, we look at all the vitamins and minerals. So when we look at the vitamins and minerals, it says it is a percentage of daily recommended intake. So for example, this one says that there's 1 milligram of iron. It says 4%. That means in 2 tablespoons of this peanut butter, these 2 tablespoons contain 4% of the iron you should consume in a day. So that's what those percentages mean. So that is how you read kind of those vitamins and things. Of course, you want to look at your sugar. You want to avoid added sugar if you don't already know that. You always want to look at added sugar. So total sugar is the amount of sugar in the food as a whole. Added sugar is the additional sugar they add to the product that's not natural to the product. Like this peanut butter has 1 gram of total sugar. That means in this case that the peanuts in 2 tablespoons naturally have 1 gram of sugar, and it has 0 grams of added sugar. They don't add any additional sugar to this product. So ingredients, you also want to look at your ingredients, not just the nutrition label. So ingredients are listed by weight from highest to lowest. And I usually say fewer ingredients, better product. Whole foods, you want recognizable names. You don't want chemical jargon. You want to avoid poisons. Again, if you don't have my handout on poisons, Toxic Bites, ask for it. So this is kind of what the Instagram post went over, demystifying common terms. Organic. So I hear a lot of people say like, well, I only buy organic. Like, okay, that's great. But what does organic mean? Most people don't actually know what it means. Organic means that there were no synthetic pesticides, fertilizers, or GMOs. So that means there are still pesticides and fertilizers used. They're just from a certain approved list that is approved as organic for that fruit or vegetable or grain that is grown in the ground. It does not mean that some seeds were dropped in some soil and watered and sunshine made it grow. It means there are still pesticides and fertilizers used. So when it comes to packaged food, if it says certified organic, that means 95% of the ingredients are organic. That means 5% are not. Now, if it says made with organic ingredients, that means 70% of the ingredients are organic, which means 30% are not. And really, it means 70% of the ingredients are 95% organic. So if you see something that says made with organic ingredients, it really is not helpful. It really doesn't mean anything. Like almost half of it is not organic. Why bother? So that's organic for you. When it comes to organic fruits and vegetables, is organic better? I would say yes. But when it comes to packaged food, just seeing organic on a label doesn't mean it's healthy. You still need to look at those ingredients and what's in it. There can also be lots of harmful, seed oils and things like that that are labeled organic. Next one, gluten-free. I bring this one up because a lot of people say things like, "Oh, I'm totally healthy because I'm gluten-free," or "This snack is healthy because it's gluten-free." Gluten-free can sometimes be even worse for you than things with gluten because they have to add a lot of extra ingredients to get the stickiness of gluten. So obviously gluten is, things labeled gluten-free is very beneficial for people who are sensitive to gluten or have celiacs. But for people who are not sensitive to gluten, it does not mean that it's better for you. It just means it doesn't have gluten, and that's really it. So don't see gluten-free and connect that to a health term. The terms keto and paleo, excellent nutrition plans for people who are following keto, that is whole nutritious foods, or paleo, that is whole nutritious foods. Now, when it comes to food packaging for processed foods, keto and paleo are not regulated terms. So you still need to look at those ingredients and see what is in there, because those terms are not regulated by any regulating body. So turn those foods around, look at the ingredients. Okay, when it comes to grass-fed just means the animal is given mostly grass, but it can be grain finished. So if you think, if grass-fed is something important to you that you want to follow, you want to look for grass-fed and finished. That means the animal is fed only grass for its entire life. Now, all natural means nothing. It does not mean anything. Anyone can put all natural on their package. It means nothing. All natural means nothing. Low fat or light. It's healthy because it's low fat. No, a product that is supposed to have fat and has fat removed is not something I'm a big fan of. So if they're removing fat, that means they're adding fillers to take place of the fullness and the texture and the mouthfeel of fat. So they're adding chemicals, thickeners, and usually sugar. So, it's better for you to consume the full fat product than have them remove natural fat and add artificial ingredients. Sugar-free or zero sugar. This one, love it. So does sugar-free or zero sugar mean it's healthy and there's no sweeteners? No, it just means that there's no actual sugar. They can have all different types of artificial sweeteners, other sweeteners. They can have stevia, they can have monk fruit, they can have, there's so many different, we'll talk about one on the label, but there's so many different terms for added sugar, like, we're talking about it later, but that you need to look out for. So sugar-free does not mean healthy. It just means there's not specifically added sugar, but there can be all kinds of syrups and sweeteners that can really add to your symptoms. So I'll look at some examples. Okay, so the first one, we have 2 peanut butters here. So the one on the left, we're going to want to look at the ingredients first. So the ingredients, dry roasted organic peanuts and sea salt. So in this case, organic peanuts, that means because this is a product that's grown in the ground, the peanuts are organic. And sea salt. So that's pretty good. Now, if you would look at the nutrition label, right, 2 tablespoons, 180 calories, 7 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber, 1 gram of sugar, 8 grams of protein. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now, if we compare it to the peanut butter on the right, let's read the ingredients of that one. We have roasted peanuts, sugar. Remember, ingredients are listed by weight. So the first largest ingredient by weight is peanuts. Second largest ingredient by weight is sugar. Then hydrogenated vegetable oil, which would be cottonseed, soybean, or rapeseed oil. Then salt. So comparing the two, way more ingredients on the right, not just peanuts and salt. And then if you look at the nutrition label, you see same thing. It's 2 tablespoons and then 6 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, total sugar, 3 grams of sugar plus, that's 3 grams total. And of those 3 grams, 2 grams are added sugar. I mean, they add sugar to this product. So that is how you compare these two labels. So one has organic peanuts and salt, one has seed oils and sugar and peanuts and salt. Now let's go to granola products. I think everyone, kind of sees granola as this healthy thing. So let's see, Quaker protein granola. Looks pretty good. Protein granola, right on, healthy, right? So, okay, let's look at ingredients. First one is whole grain oats. Okay, pretty good for granola. Then whole grain wheat, then sugar, canola oil, milk protein isolate, whey protein, okay. Molasses, another word for sugar, almonds, salt, natural flavor, sunflower oil, which is seed oil, tocopherols. Okay, so then you look at the nutrition facts. It's 2/3 of a cup is 1 serving, which has 250 calories, 7 grams of fat. Total carbs, 40 grams of carbs. Total sugars, 13 grams of sugar plus 12 grams of added sugar. That is a lot of sugar in one product. Okay, now let's compare it to this one that says grain-free, no sugar added, keto, paleo, vegan. Okay, are they keto, paleo, and vegan? Let's see, let's check it out. Ingredients, organic dates, good, walnuts, organic coconut, organic sunflower seeds, organic pumpkin seeds, cashews, pecans, organic coconut oil, sea salt, vanilla beans. So that's really good. They are being truthful when they say it's keto and paleo and vegan. They also have the gluten-free stamp. Great if you are sensitive to gluten. Good to know. Non-GMO. Great. They don't use any GMO foods. So they are actually being truthful on that label. So good for them. Now, Kind bars. Everyone thinks Kind bars are so healthy. It's like so granola, crunchy, woohoo. Okay, let's check it out. Ingredients, oats, cane sugar. Cane sugar is the second ingredient. Okay, semi-sweet chocolate, which is sugar, chocolate liqueur, cocoa butter, soy lecithin, vanilla extract, then canola oil, which is a seed oil, tapioca syrup, another word for sugar, brown rice, millet, honey, another form of sugar, coconut, buckwheat, amaranth, molasses, another term for sugar, brown rice flour, quinoa, sea salt, brown rice syrup, another term for sugar, natural flavor, and vitamin E. So that's a lot of different forms of sugar, a lot of ingredients. This says it only has 8 grams of sugar, which is 8 grams of added sugar, yet they have all these other tapioca syrups, honey, molasses, brown rice syrup added as well. So it's a lot of sweet added to one little thing. Next, we have yogurt. Everything's yogurt is like super healthy. Let's see. Yoplait. Everyone loves Yoplait. So what is in Yoplait? Cultured, pasteurized, grade A, low-fat milk. Okay, good. That's the first ingredient. Next ingredient, sugar. Okay. Then strawberries, then modified cornstarch, non-fat milk, banana puree, kosher gelatin, citric acid, natural flavor, trialuminum phosphate, pectin, colored with carmine, vitamin A, acetate, vitamin D. Okay, not what I would think yogurt contains, has a lot of additives. So let's look at the nutrition facts. One container, 170 calories, 15 fat calories, 10 milligrams of cholesterol, 33 grams of carbs. That's high in carbs for a yogurt, something that's supposed to be mostly protein. 5 grams of protein, 26 grams of sugar. Holy moly, that's a lot. That is a lot. And that is not surprising because the second ingredient is sugar. Let's go on to the one on the right. This is another brand of yogurt. Now, if we read the ingredients of this one, pasteurized skim milk and live active cultures. That is what yogurt should be. There are 2 ingredients. And bonus, they list their live active cultures, which is fantastic. Now, if we go to the nutrition facts, 3/4 of a cup is your serving size. It's 100 calories. This is skim milk, so there's no fat. or skim milk yogurt, so there's no fat, 10 milligrams cholesterol, 65 milligrams sodium, 7 grams of carbs versus 33 grams of carbs in the other one, 5 grams of sugar, because all milk naturally has sugar in it, with 0 grams of added sugar, and 19 grams of protein. So 19 grams of protein versus 5 grams of protein, 0 grams of added sugar versus 26 grams of sugar. So quite a difference there in two products that people generally recognize as healthy. Most people think I'm choosing yogurt and being healthy. Well, sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't. Are you choosing one with 26 grams of sugar and a bunch of added ingredients? Or are you choosing one that has skim milk or milk, live active cultures, lists their live active cultures, and has no added sugar and 19 grams of protein? That's what you want to be looking out for. I just wanted to go a little bit deeper on that topic since lots of people don't seem to really know exactly how to process these food labels because they can be very confusing. So I hope that helps. If you need extra help, you can reply to this in my email, Kristen, Kristen, at medfreefarmd.com, which is medfreepharmd.com, or my Instagram, medfreefarmd, or you can go to my website, medfreefarmd.com. So if you need help, reach out, and hopefully this gives a little bit of clarity on that topic.